Hey folks, welcome back to another Poem Massive video, and today we're going to talk about the new free-to-play sync pair, right, from the new story chapters. I think the next interlude, which is what, interlude 6, right? We are getting, again, a free sync pair, and it's a 4-star, right? And I have both 4-star and 5-star stats over here. If you guys want to, we'll check the 4-star stats later. But this, it's a steel type striker, right, which makes it use the steel elite 4. And with Alolan Dugtrio, which is fabulous. And it's weak to fire. And this is our first non-limited Steel-type striker in the whole game. I think, is Steel-type the last type to get a non-limited striker in the game? Huh. I think it is. I think it is. Yeah, I think Steel-type's really like the last type to not get a, non-limited strike. Because the other two, there's 3 steel type strikers, right? One Solgaleo, which is limited event, and then the other one is Steven Metagross, which is Pokefair limited. So yeah, I really do think this is the last non-limited one. So we finally got one, and it's decent. It's decent. We'll go over it, right? So let's actually just check out the 4-star stats first. And I mean, obviously, for if you want yourself, just plus 40 on the HP, plus 20 on all the other stats for your 5-star stats, right? So at 4-star, it has 397 HP, 370 attack, 144 defense, 205 special attack, 149 special defense, and 385 speed. And at 5-star, again, just add those up. 437 HP, 337 attack, 164 defense, 225 special attack, 169 special defense, and 405 speed. So surprisingly, this thing is really, really fast for a steel type unit, because most steel type syncers in this game are really, really slow. Like Bronzong, Age Slash and Extent. So Galeo's not that quick either. Same with Steven. This thing is incredibly fast. It has over 400 speed, right? So that's nice to see. Don't see that too often. Its defenses are good. Its HP is terrible. 400. Is that like the lowest HP amount we have in the game? That might be like the lowest, like at 5-star, right? This is incredibly low. Let me just check that real quick. HP, the lowest non 1-star, I guess. Yeah, I think he's straight up literally the lowest HP in the game. Yeah, there we go. Very, very low HP. But again, you do have decent defenses to maybe compensate compensate for that a bit, right? The attack's fine, right? 337, that's over 300, which is nice. Not too much over, though. It's still under 350, but, it's a nice middle ground over there, I guess. Not that you really want middle ground in these situations. You generally want as much as possible. But moving on. Metal Claw, Steel. I mean, it's Metal Claw, right? Or no, Metal Claw is 1 bar, 21 BP, 95% accuracy, single target, 10% chance of breaking user's attack. So there's that, same as Solgaleo's. X Attack is X Attack. No need to go into further too much about that. Iron Head, which is Iron Head, a steel physical, same as what Steven got, right? Steel physical, 92 BP, actually 103 bars, single targets. This is one of probably the strongest overall offensive moves in the game, Iron Head, because like not only is it 3 gauge high, relatively high. It's one of the lower BPs in the game, but it does have that extra 30% chance or something to flinch the opponent on top of that, so that's incredibly powerful, right? And then you got Bend But Don't Break, which is the trainer move, which targets self, not Sleff, as I accidentally wrote over there. 2 uses, raises user's defense, and special defense sharply raises user's speed. So on top of having 405 speed, you also have plus 4 speed on your trainer move, and then you got plus 2 on the defenses. So this is an overall solid free-to-play striker. Just from looking at this, right? I'd say it's probably one of the better free-to-play strikers that don't have, without grids, right? If you don't count grids. So I don't think is launching with a grid, right? If I remember correctly. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, it looks like he is not launching with a grid, which makes sense. Hopefully in the future we'll get a, well, he has everyone has a grid, but no expanded sync grid. So hopefully he does get an expanded sync grid in the future with an aggravation on Iron Head that could be pretty devastating, right? So this guy has potential to be very, very, very powerful in the future, and he's still really powerful right now. So we'll see how it goes, right? Because it's basically like, you know, if you give him some more multipliers on a sync grid, like it's basically Steven, right? If you give him also, you know, aggravation, that's a quicker Steven, which is obviously a very, very powerful. Steven's probably your top 1, 2 strikers in the game still, right? So yeah, overall really, really good kit. Again, you are missing some stuff, right? For not having a sync grid. Obviously tax, you know, could have been higher, whatever. You could, HP could have been higher, but I mean, attack's still really, really good. But yeah. As for some other stuff, sync move, supernova, corkscrew, crash, physical 250. Did I accidentally say it raises the user's crit? I don't think it does. Whoops, that's a mistake as well. It does not raise the crit, I don't think. Yeah, it should be no additional effect. No additional effect. No raises crit. That would be super weird if it raised crit as well. I mean, if it actually raised crit, it would be like incredible. Let me quickly correct that. So yeah, as for the passives, got Arresting Glare 1. Small chance of the passives are terrible. Honestly, this guy's passives are just straight up terrible. Arresting Glare 1, small chance of lowering the target's speed when the user is hit by a physical attack move. Backfire 2, sharply lowers the attack and special attack of all opposing sync pairs just before the user faints. These are just straight up bad passives, honestly. Arresting Glare, what are you gonna do? Like, first of all, you have to. First of all, like, the effect isn't even that great. I mean, lowering a speed is nice, but it's not like anything like game breaking. And like the conditions are very restrictive. You have to get hit by a physical attack move. You know, special doesn't even work, and it's not even 100%. It's like it's literally 20% chance. This is a terrible passive. Like it's not like a negative. I mean, it's something, but it's like it's so small. Like the chance of that happening is so low because you're a striker with not the best HP, so you generally don't want to be tanking hits anyways. And then so first of all, the chance of you getting hit is very low because again, you're striker, you're gonna set it up in tactics so you don't get hit. Chances of getting hit are very low, and it has to be a physical. And even if you do get hit with a physical move, it's not even 100%. It's like a 20%. And when it activates, it only lowers the opponent's speed by 1. This is almost funny. This is bad that it's almost funny, this passive. So, and Backfire 2, personally not a huge fan. I mean, when your striker goes down, it's basically over. There's really no point in lowering their. I mean, unless you're just trying to like set it up for like next team in like a legendary arena or something. But otherwise, this is not extremely relevant. The second passive, first passive is kind of a joke, honestly. So overall, solid unit. Without that doesn't have a sync grid. The passives are terrible, but everything else is nice. Iron Head is a really, really good move. Speed is fantastic. I really like this unit. I can't wait to use this one. Because I really enjoy using units that have good speed. Because if you don't get enough move gauges, that's just doesn't matter how high your damage is. If you miss out on a turn, that cuts your damage in half. It's not good, right? So this is great. It's great. It's great free to play unit. And it fills that need for a non-limited steel type striker in the game. So yeah, that's me for this one. I guess I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoyed this video. So we're going to have some more Poem Masters content. We're going to go over Volkner in the next video, right? Volkner and Luxray. That's the last one. We already kind of knew some of what Volkner is getting. Obviously now we have the full details, which is going to be much more interesting. And then we'll talk about some of the Synchro expansions that we got, and there's a lot of those. So anyways, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next one.